greatest voice of all times. Period. That's it.
Show your love for Belinda Davis.
For me, Whitney is everything. Yeah. Great artist. Legendary.
That was the moment we've been waiting for. Welcome to Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Dick. Okie dokie, kids, what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? Of course, we begin with the news of the Prime Minister, Luc Mercedina, was at a press briefing today. And during the press briefing, he spoke about that it is very important that we all understand that St. Martin is blessed and we shall overcome. I will be executing the motion of the leader of the National Alliance, MP Duran, and we will be giving civil servants 9,000 guilders instead of 4,000 guilders, 4,500 guilders for burial expenses. So I was like, oh, we getting GB relief, or wait, something gonna happen for us? No, I love my civil servants. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, civil servants are great. I need to get my ID card, so I need to behave. Hi, Tommy. Anyway, let me tell you once again, no matter what, you need to have patience to deal with this Prime Minister. Listen to the following statement.
Further, as we try to accommodate our civil servants, we also worked on a motion that has been passed on October the 29th, 2024, in which they have presented as members of parliament to us a request to do something with the current funeral assistance for deceased civil servants. I remember that has been discussed in the past. We have as a government a lot to do, but I try to give follow-up to the action plans that concerns my ministry. And the current one that we have is, I checked it out, is dated from a Island Council decision dated the 17th of January 1996. And in that decision of the Island Council, there was actually a possibility for a assistance from government to the relatives, families of the deceased civil servant, to a cap maximum of 4,500 Antillian guilders to cover and assist with the funeral costs. Recently, we went through all the regulations concerning that. I informed the Council of Ministers coincidentally yesterday that we have come to an agreement and we are working to finalize the details that we are going to increase the assistance of government to the relatives, families, to a amount till a maximum of 9,000 to help the civil servants. So we are trying really, as I said in the beginning, to help to make it a more better work environment for civil servants, trying to see what we're going to do with their compensation, trying to see how we can acknowledge them better. And these ones are also homeworks that I got from the beginning when I came in office. I remember that was one of the first discussions, even presented in a motion through Parliament. And we are so far, almost so far, it's about just the final bureaucratic red tape to finalize it, but it has been already in agreement with the Council of Ministers, with my members in my council, for us to increase it to 9.
We got some more for you. Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hey, before we go to a break, this upcoming Sunday, there will be a soup sale, the late night. We'll be bringing you a special soup sale thanks to Creative Juices. It's located in Soccer Garden. You know, you go and you pick it up, instructions, or they have deliveries. So make sure you order the soup and support the Late Night Show, your favorite late night show, right? Good? We all love soup anyway. We'll be right back.
What is it?
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link.
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app though. It's not an app. App you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app though. All you gotta do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give please some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
All right, welcome back to the show. So a young lady stopped me the other day And she said, Andrew, I need to speak to you. I was like, bitch, not right now. No, I'm just joking. I didn't say that. But the lovely lady told me a story that was very sad. And it has to do with, of course, the police department. Oh, it just gave me tired now. Anyway, so the lady said the following to me. She said, Andrew, so I have an account with my sister. And that's when I stopped listening a little bit, because when I heard she has an account with her sister, how does that involve the police? But I was like, this is juicy, let me continue to listen. So she was like, so I have an account with my sister, and I don't really study it, but I study it because it's a shared account. I see some money on it, our brokes, so I borrow some of the shared account, and after I took it out, it looked like it was my cousin own, and I don't even know how my cousin get on the account, but it's some whole story, and they called police on me. So I was like, this is getting interesting. Please, continue. She then said, so she works at a casino. I'm not going to call the name of Rouge et Noir, because we all need to respect the privacy of everybody involved. You see what I did there? Anyway, so she was working a normal afternoon when two police officers from KPSM in uniforms came by the door and asked the security guard to speak to this particular worker of the casino. When she heard that, she came by the door, because if you're working, police show up at your job, obviously you're going to go and check to see what have you done. So she arrived by the police officers and she said, officers, yes, can I help you? I am the person you're looking for. What's the problem? Well, you have an account with your sister. And she was like, huh? And you took money out of it. Where is it? You need to put it back. She was like, this is a family matter, but I already spoke to them. I'm going to give them back on Monday, so everything is fine. The officer then says, no, miss. You don't understand. You got to get that money now and give it back to your sister. The officer then says, otherwise you can't go back to work. She said, wait, hold on, what? She then was like, this conversation is over. I already said Monday, I'm working, I gotta go. She then continued to walk. The police officer was like, she was going this way. Police officer like, she's like, well, what the F? What happened? Of course, she touched the police officer. As soon as the police officer saw that, grabbed her hand, slammed her to the ground, body slam, and put her hand behind her back, and then crack. She started to scream, and of course, it got out of hand. She then was brought to the police station with a broken hand. And when she arrived to speak to the acting prosecutor, which is a police officer also, the first question was, so you have an account with your sister? I said, miss, hold on, what? So then what happened next? It ain't done, folks. It ain't done. This young lady, while injured, was escorted by two police officers to an ATM to go take out the funds. Otherwise, she would be arrested. And I know you're screaming at your screen going like, Andrew, you're lying. Andrew, you're lying. Well, she went to the police station to make a complaint. Let's see if Internal Affairs is going to do something about it. But when she told me the story, I was shocked. Of course, if anybody owe you money, just call KPSM. They will come and get it. They got the thugs. You're going to see them in the nice fancy cars Because the sirens, they're very rainbow. All right. More of the Council of Ministers press briefing. Let's go.
Good morning, colleague ministers, members of the press, and the people of St. Martin. Thank you for joining us today. Next week, I'll be leading a delegation to Aruba, where we will be visiting Selimar, Aruba's waste authority. This visit is a critical step in our ongoing commitment to improving waste management and sustainability on St. Martin. The National Recovery Program Bureau, NRPB, will also be accompanying us on this trip as we seek to gain valuable insights into the best practices for waste management, landfill closure, and recycling initiatives. The primary objective of this visit to Aruba is to study how they have successfully managed its waste and significantly reduced the volume of waste ending up on landfills. As you're all aware, waste management remains a pressing issue for St. Martin, and we're exploring proven strategies that can be adapted to our local context. During our visit, we aim to have key questions answered, including how was the landfill in Aruba closed successfully, what infrastructure and expertise were required for this process, what regulatory framework governs waste management in Aruba, what are the best practices and lessons learned that we can apply in St. Martin, how does Aruba manage the recycling of scrap metal and used motor oil, and as a correction, not necessarily how Aruba closed the landfill, but how it's working towards closing its landfill. The visit aligns with our broader vision of creating a cleaner, healthier environment for the people of St. Martin. By learning from Aruba's experience, we will be better positioned to develop and implement strategies that will improve waste management, enhance recycling efforts, and work towards the eventual closure and rehabilitation, the eventual remedying and rehabilitation of our landfill. I look forward to sharing the insights gained from the visit upon our return and working closely with all relevant stakeholders to ensure the best practices identified are effectively integrated into our national waste management policies. In addition to our visit to Aruba, I am pleased to announce the upcoming launch of the Ministry of Rummy's new digital complaint form, a modern and accessible solution designed to empower the public to voice their concerns with ease and efficiency. This initiative reflects the ministry's commitment to fostering transparency, improving public service, and addressing issues that matter most to the community. Once fully implemented, the digital complaint form will provide residents with a quick and user-friendly way to submit complaints without the need for in-person visits or lengthy procedures. The ministry is in the final stages of developing the QR code system that will allow instant access to the form using smartphones. Additionally, a direct online link will be provided for those who prefer to access the form via their devices. The inspection department will log and review all complaints submitted through the system, whether it concerns infrastructure, environmental issues, or other areas under the department's purview. Every submission will be considered to ensure the citizens' voices are heard and addressed. The initiative is part of the broader effort by the ministry to integrate digital tools in its operation, making services more accessible and responsive to public needs. By utilizing technology, the ministry aims to enhance communication, streamline processes, and ensure that concerns are resolved in a timely and efficient manner. Your feedback is invaluable to us, and this new system will allow us to better serve our community. Finally, I take this opportunity to update the public on the ongoing road resourcing program across St. Martin. The Ministry of Rummie is diligently working to complete these projects as efficiently as possible while minimizing the disruptions to traffic. Of course, there will be some challenges as we go. We understand that road network can cause temporary inconveniences, and we appreciate the public's patience and cooperation with this process. To stay informed of the latest updates, please follow our Facebook pages and be in touch with a press briefing and any information that comes out from the Government of St. Martin's webpage. And this ends my general introductions for today, and look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Gums, for your opening remarks. At this time, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, Richinel Brug, to address you. Minister Brug, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rijko. Blessings, St. Martin. As Minister of ESI, I'm pleased to announce we have launched a pilot program, Minister in Your Neighborhood. This is an initiative that we have decided to do based on several comments by the public, that when we have campaign, we always go into the neighborhoods, but unfortunately, once we get into office, you don't hear from us as your representative So I have decided together with my cabinet that we are going to go to the various neighborhoods at the end of every month to meet the persons in those specific districts. And the first one will be this Friday, this month end, January 31st, Friday, will be at Hope Estate from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. It is initially primary to serve the residents of Over the Bank, Hope Estate, Sucker Garden, and Guana Bay, although all other districts are also welcome. In order to, preferably, we would like to have persons to make appointments. They can make appointment via the telephone number 581-5649. I'll repeat, 581-5649. And you can also email us at Jonelle, Jonelle, .jones, JONES, @stmartingov.org. We look forward to the public actually coming and making use of this opportunity that the Ministry of VSI is providing for you. In addition to that, I am pleased to announce that we also reached out to the Ombudsman as the VSI Ministry for an introductory meeting. It was informed to us that we have about 4 cases there. I told the Ombudsman that I will look into these cases. They will receive feedback from us, and including the individuals that have filed cases against the VSI, and that would also be made public at the necessary time. An additional announcement is the Assistance for Senior Citizens Utility Relief Program. Last week I announced that GB has a citizen relief program, and that the ministry, together with mostly with the cabinet and myself, was going to participate, was going to assist senior citizens, in particular at the St. Martin Senior Citizens Recreation Foundation. We did that yesterday. It was well received and very appreciative by the members. We will continue to do so. This Thursday, we're going to be at the Senior Activity Center at the John Lamini Center. We are encouraging all seniors to please take advantage of this situation, apply. Those that need help as well in filling out these forms, again, as I said, we're going to do it at this Thursday at the John Lamini Center. It is not limited only to the members. Please do come and make an effort to be there. And if you can't make it, then just go to GB and apply. Last but not least, as part of me getting familiar with the organization VSI, one of the departments that reached out to me with regard to urgent matter together with the WITSU is the ambulance department, but also the CPS. I have met with these departments. I have heard their concerns. A lot of their concerns are valid concerns. I am committed to addressing these concerns, and I've already started. So during the course of the beginning of this year, I submitted to the ambulance department, for example, laptops and other essential equipments, because these are, for example, the laptops, the ambulance department was using their personal laptops to do work-related matters. So that's one of the reasons we decided that that cannot continue in that manner. We provided them with laptops and other equipments, and we are going to continue to do so throughout the Ministry of VSI. The Ministry of VSI, the civil servants of VSI, in order for them to truly serve the people of St. Martin, they need the tools, and the tools are lacking. This cabinet, me as a minister, am committed to ensure that they receive the tools in order for us to optimize their services to the public of St. Martin. And that's it for my announcement, and I will await any further questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Brugge, for your opening remarks. At this time, I would like to invite the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of General Affairs, Dr. Luc Marcelina, to address you. Prime Minister Marcelina, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Good morning, St. Martin. Good morning, representative of the press, of the media. and also the Department of Communication, of course. Welcome. Thank you for having me here this week. First of all, just mentioning and making use of this opportunity actually to thank people. We had last week an enormous, successful civil servants masquerade gala. The reason that we did that is, of course, that we have to motivate our civil servants. And my speech that I held that night, I acknowledged that looking back, governments actually have neglected emotionally our civil servants. We have actually undercompensated our civil servants, historically wise. And at the end of the day, we were a little neglecting the acknowledgement of the commitment of our civil servants. And that is the reason, of course, that we are starting to see what we can do to correct our insufficiency and deficits of the past as the employer of civil servants. I would like to make use of this opportunity, of course, to thank the organizers of this masquerade gala. It was an enormous success, and once more, also thank you to the civil servants that participated. There were more than 600 civil servants at this party. I think we can consider it a great success. Secondly, we are also working on a positive environment vibe for the government, in the sense that in the recent past, the Minister of Finance already announced that she is trying to get hold and eliminate the ghost civil servants in this organization. And our Ministry of General Affairs also, that has the responsibility for the civil servants, are in cooperation with this initiative of the Minister of Finance, because we really think it's not correct that civil servants stand every day to come and work, and they have colleagues that for a while already, sometimes years, are being paid out, and others are doing enormously their best to keep this country going, and others are just making use of a free ride, while the others are doing the work. And I think to improve the work environment and appreciation, I think these matters should be tackled too in our government, and I'm working very hard with all my colleagues here to see how we can get better control of the ghost civil servants. Further, as you know, we had in the past already a crisis, the energy crisis, but we have more things that are becoming a challenge for country St. Martin, especially if we realize that the attention of this government is to work on nation building, seeing the fact that we are a very young country. And one big challenge that we are encountering, but thank God it's not only us encountering, is a lack of an insufficiency of human treasury for our country, talking about professionals. We have a quite vulnerable human resources to supply and service our government apparatus, and we are starting with an aggressive recruitment to see if we can get more civil servants adding to our apparatus, because we really need more hands-on with expertise, with knowledge, to help us prosper this country, to help us further develop this country in the direction that we would like to go. There is, for example, in March, from the 28th to the 29th, there is a very large career fair in the Netherlands. I will try with my busy schedule also to attend. We are planning to invite all the Caribbean students, and especially the students from St. Martin, to come to this fair. And we are trying also to be more proactive and efficient in our recruitment there. In the past, we used to inform them about possibilities and vacancies. And what we're going to do this time is to be at hand, hands-on, try immediately to offer them the right forms to fill in, and be proactive in our recruitment process. We're going to also try to expand our necessity ads that we need as vacancies to the other CAS islands, being Curaçao and Aruba too. We're going to expand it also to the Netherlands. We were even thinking about approaching the universities in the Netherlands to give them the opportunity for us to advertise that there are options for us to recruit those that just finalize their studies, that there are opportunities for them to come and help our country. We are, as I said in the beginning, enormously in need of experts, professionals, actually in all fields, technical fields, in the legal field, and actually the speed that we want to go with the development of this country. We really need those experts to guide us and help us. So we're going to publish a lot of ads in local newspapers and newspapers in Curaçao, in Aruba. Social media we're going to make use of. We're going to target the market in the Netherlands. We're going to try to get a working relationship with universities, to get the young ones that recently finalized their studies, to see if we can engage people on all levels to come help us with the further development of our country.
Time for another commercial break. When we come back, more late night. Stay with us.
And I fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait a bit. Tell me how to wait a go. Tell me all that I should know. And I fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait a go. Tell me how to wait a bit. To evoke some empathy. And I fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me how to wait to see. Show me all that I could be.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in
Make sure to tune in to the Late Night.
and Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
For over 50 years, we've understood the power of connection. Back when connecting St. Martin to the world seemed impossible, we made it possible. From pioneering international calling to introducing digital mobile services and laying the foundations for fiber optic technology, we've kept you connected wherever life or business takes you. And through it all, we've proudly supported the vibrant culture, traditions, and people that make St. Martin unique. But that's not where our journey ends. It's where it starts again. With a brand new commitment to connecting you, we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to improve our services and bring you a better, more reliable network. We've restored the SMPR1 fiber cable that connects St. Martin to the world, ensuring faster speeds and greater stability. Our mobile platforms are being upgraded, and we've expanded our mobile coverage so you can stay connected wherever you go. Our new customer service system is easier to use and more efficient than ever. Plus, we're continuing to expand our fiber network, bringing you the most advanced internet available. But beyond pioneering technology, we're committed to uplifting our community because this is our home too. That's why we provide free connectivity to many schools across St. Martin, equipping the next generation with the tools to connect, learn, and grow. At TELEM, proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
Further, concerning I'm going to go to a trip to Curacao end of this week. I got an invitation to us to be present in a symposium together with the Prime Minister of Curacao, Mr. Pisas, and also the Prime Minister of Aruba, until now Mrs. Evelyn Cruz, for us to attend a symposium organized by the Central Bank of Curacao and St. Martin. And the topics that are going to be discussed there, organized by the Central Bank, that I think is important for our country, St. Martin, is the sustainability of future social security system for the islands. And I think that is a great topic that we have to be on top of. As you know, we have our social challenges, and I think if they offer a symposium for us to brainstorm or give suggestions for us to empower our social security system, I think it's worth it for me to be present. Another topic that is going to be discussed also is the economic implications of government size in small island states, in small Caribbean countries. So about the ratio, about your government size, if it's effective, economically wise, financially sustainable, and they're going to discuss the economic implications of government size for small Caribbean countries. I will make, of course, use of that moment that I'm in Curacao to visit also the RAC. That is, of course, the regulatory authority Curacao that we actually involved in our approach to see how we're going to structurally mitigate the electricity price that is becoming a big challenge for the people of St. Martin. I had already here with the RAC a meeting recently, and because I'm in Curacao end of the week, I'm going to give, because of the urgency, I think, of this topic, I'm going to give follow-up to what we agreed upon as action points to move forward to get really to a solution for a big challenge for our community to survive. Let me see if there's anything else. I think for now, these are the topics that I would like to discuss with all of you. If there are any questions, you're always welcome, of course.
Thank you, Prime Minister Marcelino, for your opening remarks. If you've just joined us, you are watching the live Council of Ministers press briefing for today, Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. We now move over to the question and answer session. And Bibi Hadshaw of SMN News, you have the floor.
Thank you, Ralaika. Good morning, ministers, colleagues. My first question is to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Marcelino, since taking
Bibi,
office,
can you turn on the mic, please?
It's on. Prime Minister Marcelino, since taking office, you've been dealing with the challenges at GEBE.
Yeah.
What I didn't hear from you as anything was going on at TELEM. And today I want to ask you a few things about TELEM because I dispatched some questions to them and they blatantly refused to answer any questions. I think everybody in St. Martin that has a TELEM phone knows that the mobile network has been degrading, to say the least. And it has come to my attention that TELEM have installed not so long ago a Chinese company, Huawei, a company that has been banned in the United States of America. I'd like to know, how will this affect tourism on St. Martin? Most of our guests that comes to the shores of St. Martin are from the United States. They come with network from the United States. So we need roaming data. We need all kinds of stuff that their phones can work. With the mobile company that is banned from the US, this is no longer possible. Also, the Talem has been going through a severe financial woe that has been going on for quite a long time. Management of Talem, I understood, have asked government to give them some sort of financial injection that has never materialized. Does your government intend to give Talem a financial injection, or will government decide, since this is a failing company, that it will sell the company? What is the plan with regards to Talem? And then finally, you can tell me if you have selected a CEO candidate.
Okay. To start with the first one, baby, to be honest with you, I am not aware of this Chinese company that has been banned. So if I start now giving you answer, it should be funded with good reasoning. And I'm not aware about the banning of a Chinese company. So for the first question, I will have to go back and check what you're telling me now and see what the effects will be in case the route is taken with this Chinese company. That is one. Secondly, you asked, I remember the third one about the CEO. I can give answer to the third one. We are, of course, in the phase, of course, now of the recruitment process for a new CEO. We are not so far that names fell already. So it's a process that we have to respect. And of course, if you need a company, you need a captain in it, and it has our attention. And of course, it has we realize the urgency to put a captain on board of the ship for us to continue with Talem. And I think the third question is about the financial injection. Of course, we would like to see our governing-owned company survive the challenges that they're going through. I'm very glad that you say that when I took office in 2024, they presented me as an introductory meeting. They presented me the figures of Talem. And Talem is losing money since 2017. And it's good for the people to know that it's not something of 2024. This downhill significant graphics that we see are moving on. That was one of my first remarks when I got that presentation, is to say, but wait a minute, how can we see from 2027 until to now a declining line with the revenues in negative, in red figures for the country. But okay, as I always say, don't look backward. We have to move forward. It's a reality that we have now. And of course, personally, and my government would like to save our government-owned companies. I think it's great if we will have a successful national telecommunication company. I'm not only thinking on that, I'm thinking on the employment impact that it can have, a company like that, for our country. And I really think that we will have to step up our plate and do what is necessary for Talem. Even there is a request for a guarantee letter for 5 million. There is a correspondence going on about that. And our Minister of Finance is also very aware of the urgency of the financial status of Talem, and she is now considering a position on the 5 million. And you have to realize, though, that we have our financial challenges with our budget, too. We try to neutralize, balance our budget. These are, of course, expected developments that we have to see how we're going to fit it in to still keep a budget that will actually serve the country in a responsible way. And I have recently discussed it with the Minister of Finance, and we are really contemplating about this request of 5 million to see if we can assist assist Talem with a financial backup. So a resume, the Chinese, I'm not aware of that. Secondly, a CEO is being worked on a short term. And thirdly, the willingness is there to assist Talem.
Thank you, Prime Minister. I would now like to invite Emma Lee of Island 92 Radio. You have the floor.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Good morning, ministers and colleagues. Prime Minister, you have a coalition that is comprised of 4 different political parties, the PFP, the URSM, the DP, and the SAM.
Yeah.
Each of those political parties has a manifesto, has a very unique, let's say, approach and perspective in terms of philosophies and tasks in the government. So as a coalition, a governing program would be the sort of agreement between the 4 parties on a unified plan of approach for your term in government. Can you update us? What is the status of the governing program, and when are you prepared to share that with the public?
Yes. Going to election is 1. Realizing that you have to have a coalition is 2. And 3 is the reality of the momentum of applying the formula of coalition. It's about compromise. That is how coalition works. So I have a desire list of 10 points. PFP has a desire list of 10 points. It's about give and take, because with a give and take sentiment, we can work with each other. And that is the process that we went through. The next step now that we are in is that the deal is that we have made a governing accord with each other. The headlines have been discussed with each other. And now the next deal is that we're going to go over from the governing accord. We're going to go over to the agreement on the governing program. Why did we wait with the governing program is because all parties that have the ideas can come with ideas that perhaps the ministries are busy with already. So once the minister goes and sits in his ministry, he knows my party would like to do, for example, a project. Then they're going to check it with what is going on already in that ministry. And then he realizes it's not necessary for me to negotiate this point already because it is an ongoing topic that has the attention of the ministry already. We have an agreement in the coalition accord that we made with each other that after the signing of the coalition accord, we will take 3 months, leave all ministers settle in the ministries, learn to know the ministry, learn to know the objectives that is ongoing with the ministry. That is what we call continuity that we are all complaining about. And once we realize what is going on already, we're going to make use of that to actually hook up with the rest of the ambitions that we have for the ministry. And sometimes we will have to make compromise with each other so we can realize what we have to do for the people. Important is to realize you can come with a very long list. You have only 4 years to realize them, so you have to stay very realistic. You know, we have a lot of ideas what we all want to do, but the reality is that you have only 4 years to realize it. And it takes time, dedication, commitment, discipline, and also finance to realize it. And it has to match with the budget that you have to. A very successful government is a government that has potentials financially to invest in its country. And if you don't have a very broad, great financial backup, you will have to again make compromise in actually agreements that you made with each other that you will have to let loose from because you realize that your budget doesn't give you that space to realize that project. So that idea about the agreements and ideas that each coalition partner has is going to be filtered by compromise, it's going to be filtered by priorities of the ministry, it's going to be filtered by what is going on already in the ministries, and it's going to be determined also in the potentials of your budget that you have to actually give direction to your government vision that you have for your country.
So sorry, just for clarification, and I understand exactly it is a compromise process.
Yes.
And the outcome of that is reflected in the governing program.
Yes.
And so you said 3 months?
Yes.
So within 3 months from the time you took office, we can expect the governing program?
That is the intention.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, Emil. I would now like to invite Stephen Cerulean of PJ82 Radio. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Roach. Ministers, good morning to you, Prime Minister. Good morning to you as well. Prime Minister, obviously, St. Martin has a brain drain problem. In fact, you made mention of the job fair to be held in the Netherlands. We have a number of students who travel for education and what have you at various universities, not only in the Netherlands, but in the US as well. What do you think might be contributing to their refusal to return home to at least contribute to the development of the country?
I have a few reasons for that. First of all, your choice to come back as a child of St. Martin must be driven for your love for your country. If you're going to make that decision based on finance, the choice is very easy. You will have to stay outside St. Martin because St. Martin is a country in development and we have our limitations. I cannot pay the salary that the Netherlands is paying a lawyer. I cannot. I cannot pay in the private sector a technician in the United States what he's getting. So your first choice must not be based on financial compensation. Your first choice to come help your country has to be based on your love and your passion for your country. And we have to realize that we want everything for St. Martin, but don't forget that we are limited because we are a country in development and we do not have the budget sizes of the modern Western world. So if you want me to treat everybody under the conditions, labor conditions of the Netherlands, that is a Western world country, as the United States, I will never be able to satisfy those that would like to come here on St. Martin. But St. Martin has great other things that we're going to actually put the spotlight on. Our quality of life here is great, right? I think it's a great place to wake up in the morning. We have a great climate here, a great sun every day. We have nice beaches, we are friendly people with each other. I think there are a lot of other things that can compensate for only the focus that they are not paying me enough. If that is your main drive to come to St. Martin, I will have to be realistic and disappoint you that I will never be able to accomplish that dream for you. But you're coming with a passion to contribute to make your country great tomorrow. Please feel free to come help us. Our arms are open for everybody that wants to come to St. Martin.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Judith Fitzpatrick of the Daily Herald, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Ministers, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, I do have a clarification regarding the increase, the doubling of the assistance for civil servants who pass away. Can you give us an indication in a nutshell what the criteria is for the families to tap that assistance? Is it that the civil servant has to pass away on the job? And what is the time frame within which the family makes the request for the assistance that they will get it? Because of course, if you're dealing with something with funeral assistance, they would need to get it as soon as possible in order to make use of that. And regarding what you mentioned about the ghost civil servants, now this is something I've been hearing for at least 20 years. What is the intention after government gets a clearer picture as to, you know, how many ghost civil servants we have? Is it the intention to let them go and have those positions filled for more efficiency within the administration? Or what is the intention? And do you have any indication as to how large this group is at the moment? Thank you.
Yes, the first is the criteria for the assistance here. The first is, the first condition is somebody has to pass away. That's first criteria, of course. Secondly, your question was, a sub-question of your question was, where must you die? Must you die in while being active on your work? No, you just pass away and you are a civil servant and your family knows that there is a little financial aid to help you during these challenging times that you're going through. And I think that's a little comfort for the family, a headache less in these thriving times. And thirdly, till when? I think it has to be between passing of the person, the time that the person passed away, and the moment before the funeral, of course. That's the time span that we're going to apply. It's not that you can come after 10 years and say to the government, I have an uncle that passed away 10 years ago. Do you have a financial aid for me? No, it doesn't work like that. And actually we know that too. That is the moment of passing away to heading towards the funeral date. That is the time span that the family knocks at the door of government most of the time the government knows already, and we prepare them to assist them. About the ghost workers, we are now in the inventory phase of getting to know who these persons are. And your question was, how many of them? We are in the phase of an inventory now to see, an inventaris as we call it, to see how many civil servants are ghost civil servants. And then the other sub-question was, what are you going to do with them? I think the first thing is everybody deserves a chance to explain what is going on. It's not that we know you are a ghost worker. Sometimes people have an impressive story that explains why they have been a ghost worker. I think they have a right to have the opportunity to explain that too. And based on the interaction in identifying this ghost worker, I think then the government will take a well-balanced decision to solve this problem.
Just one quick clarification, Prime Minister, regarding the benefits for deceased civil servants.
Yeah.
If, let's say, I start working in government today and
Yes.
I pass away tomorrow,
Yes.
would I qualify for that? Is there a time limit within which I need to be working for government for my family to get that assistance?
It's a very detailistic technical question you're asking me there, but I think the moment I take you as a civil servant, I have a responsibility for you. And I think that should not, especially in this phase of emotional pain, I don't think this type of positioning from government towards civil servant should become an issue. Once you're civil servants, you are civil servants. Okay?
Thank you, Prime Minister, and thank you, Judy. We now move on to the second round. Bibi, you have the floor.
Thank you, Relaika. I call on the Minister of VSA, Rushnal. Minister, last week I asked you about the new General Hospital. One of the questions I asked was, and including my colleague, it was about the cost, if there were changes, what's the difference, and also about the designs. You told us then that you were meeting that very day or the following day with the hospital and that you were going to provide us with the information. A week later, we still didn't get it. So since you're here today, we'd like for you to give us a proper update on the new General Hospital, timeline, change of design, additional cost.
Thank you very much for the question. The intention was to answer that during my initial address. Unfortunately, while here at the press briefing, I received the information that there is a non-disclosure agreement between the hospital and the contractor for that the information cannot be shared to the public. Of course, once I'm finished here, I'm going to find out exactly why, because that also came by surprise to me. However, based on the document that they sent me, they justified the reason for the increase. So basically, there was an increase from the original amount. And for them, what they indicated to me as justification for the increase are the redesign, IRMA, indexation, COVID, and the Ukraine war. Those are the reasons why they put in the document that they sent to me to justify the increase in the cost of building the new hospital. Again, as I said, with regard to the exact figures of the original and the current new figure, I'm going to find out exactly why it is non-disclosure agreement between the contractor and the hospital and get back to you.
The design?
Excuse me?
The redesign.
Correct.
Is that also is there also a non-disclosure on the redesigning?
No. When I say redesigning, they were giving me justification why there's an increase in the original amount that was proposed for the building of the hospital. And the redesigning is one of the reasons why.
When you're having fun, right? I know. Don't forget, soup sale this upcoming Sunday. Get your orders in. I like it. Somebody stop me and say, yo, I want bullfoot. There's no bullfoot on the menu. We only got pig, which is sauce. Then we got some other soups, conch soup, and
No, he doesn't have.
Chicken soup, because everybody loves chicken. All right, unless you're steward and you like get it? What's the name of the chicken? Say it with me. Okay, anyway. Because steward loves, anyway. Bye-bye. Tomorrow.